I'm going to quickly demonstrate a couple of ways to animate a square into a circle. The first one is we're going to use just parametric shape layers. So we're going to start off with the rectangle tool. I will hold the Shift key down to constrain it into a square. Then I'm going to press the U key twice to reveal all the modified properties. Let's set the size here to 400. And don't need to worry about the stroke. We'll zero out the position properties, and there we're pretty well set. All shape layer rectangles have a roundness property. So let's just set a keyframe for roundness, and then move down the timeline to about 2 seconds. All right, and let's set the roundness to half the size, 200. And there we go. A square animating into a circle is nice and smooth, easy as can be. You always want to kind of clean up your animation. So first thing I'm going to do is just select both these keyframes. Press F9 to convert them to easy A's. And let's take a look at the curve. I'm looking at the speed graph here. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have it kind of start out kind of slowly, slow acceleration, which is a shallow curve, and then decelerate. Okay. So there we go. I like that. Looks pretty good. All right. Now the second method, we'll just go to another comp here, is a little more complicated. We're going to use, again, a rectangle. And we'll press the U key and we'll zero everything out. Let's make this 400. And 0 and 0. We're all set there. Now what we're going to do is we want to go to the Ellipse tool. We'll hold the Shift key down again and constrain it and get us a... well, let's hold the Shift key and the Control Command key to center it up. Get it pretty close there. And then UU one more time, and we'll set the size again to 400 and zero everything out. Now we've got, on the same layer, we have an ellipse and a rectangle. We need to convert both of these to Bezier paths, and the easiest way to do that is just to select the properties, the ellipse and the rectangle. You right-click and say Convert to Bezier Path. And now we're all done here. Now, let's reveal the path. Again, UU, that's one of my favorite things. We're going to set a keyframe for path for both of these curves. Points, vertices, always try to move in a straight line from one to another. So we've got to make sure that the first vertex is lined up and we've got a good straight line from one point to another. We need to set the first vertex to be in the upper left-hand corner. So I'm going to select the path in the timeline, and then with the selection tool, that's keyboard shortcut V, active, we see the selection tool change to an open white pointer. Then just draw a box around the upper left corner. And then right-click and move down to set first vertex. That's all there is to it. Now we need to line up the vertices on the ellipse. The first vertex is at the top, so I'm just going to select the path in the timeline, press Control Command plus T to select the transform tool, and then rotate the ellipse vertices counterclockwise 45 degrees. Just by holding down the Shift key, it'll snap into position. Now we've got first vertices lined up in a straight line. It's exactly what we want. So now the vertices are perfectly aligned. So what we're going to do is just select this first ellipse keyframe, copy it using the keyboard shortcut. I'm going to move down the timeline to about 2 seconds. We can turn off the ellipse. Don't need that anymore. And we'll select the rectangle path, and then we hit paste. Okay, double check our animation. We should have a nice smooth transition one to the other. all that's left now is to adjust the timing of the paths the same way we did in the previous comp. So I hope that helps. Thank you much.